Welcome to part 2 of how I go from this, and to the final Cactus Rat. For every project, I always start with the outline, working one bead at a time. You can see me here casting on the first bead. I try to get a closer angle next time, but before I add a new bead in, I'll always put a thread through the previous bead to make sure they're in line with one another, and this makes it look a lot neater. You can also cast on multiple beads and couch stitch in between them, but I find this gives me cleaner lines, especially around the corners that you see earlier and around the arms as well. And we're just going to go ahead and continue around and around until we finish the outline. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in the body and the arms. You can see me casting on 3 beads at the same time and couch stitching in between each one of them to secure them down. I still bead one at a time at the corners to avoid overcrowding or any gaps, but in the straightaways I just do like multiple beads. Sometimes I do up to 6. It's just really what you're comfortable with. And now we're just finishing up. It's always the best feeling when you get towards the very end and the beads happen to fill up the exact amount of space left, but it doesn't really happen that often. And now we're just going to go ahead and pick out 2 6mm holographic sequins that I use for the eyes, and also some stopper beads. Oh my gosh, that always happens and I hate it. Now I'm just positioning the sequins to try to get like the wonkiest look ever. And I use these black beads as stopper beads. I always use the same color thread as the stopper bead color, since this won't interfere with the look of the pupil at the very end. Now we're just filling in the last part of the arm. The directionality of the beads is pretty important in this design since the arm is touching the body, and the bead direction helps accentuate the difference between these two parts. I don't like using outline colors because I am working with 2 halves that'll be sewn together, and I'm going for a more 3D look in the end rather than like a 2D sticker. But yeah, in the final part 3, I'll be showing you how I make the ears. Thank you for following along.